everybody, Johnny Bannon here with Trepa Technologies, and in this video we're going to be going over our Academy site, going over the learning management system as just a small introduction on how to actually use our practice exams, our software, and kind of just little features that go into this. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see here, I'm on my Academy page, and what I'm going to show you is just the registration link. So when you get enrolled in one of our in-person classes, this is going to be the registration link that you should be receiving. If this link doesn't work or it says expired or you're just having problems accessing your account, please get with your instructor so he can get with us and we can fix it on the back end, because our instructors don't always have admin access the way me or my developers do, and that's for good reason, as you'll learn in the Security Plus exam if that's what you're taking, or any of our cybersecurity. You want to have those separation of duties. So we're just going to go over the CompTIA Security Plus because that's definitely our more fleshed out course. It has labs, it has quizzes, and it has practice exams. So let's go ahead and look this over. So I'm going to be going over this for an in-person course. So the virtual courses, everything's the same except you get this virtual classroom here. And again, that's just for you to actually interact with the instructor in a virtual classroom. For our in-person, let's go ahead and go over this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your practice exams down here. So we have 9 practice exams in the Security Plus course for now because it's SY601. So there's a huge test dump and a bank of questions available. So we give you a lot of questions to work with. Every single final exam is just as important as the next one, unless specified by your instructor. So sometimes, depending on what the current version is or how recent the questions or whatever the case may be, your instructor may tell you, hey, Security Plus Final 1, 2, and 3, they're more important. As of this recording, which is October 15th, that is not the case. All 9 are important. There's a huge test dump right now for the SY0-601 Security Plus exam. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, and we'll start Security Plus Final 5. So this is actually great. It came to this question. So every single question has the same exact features. Ability for you to answer, and then it gives you an incorrect answer explanation. And if you answered it correctly, it would still show the explanation. We also have discussions down here. So G. Smith 5598 was a little confused on why this wasn't single sign-on. So he asked in the discussion, and now every single user can see this discussion where I explained why this question is federation and not SSO or single sign-on. Now, let's say that he or she or any of our students saw something incorrect up here, like this was supposed to be a comma, or I misspelled best, or the answers, like A, federation, was actually D, then the incorrect answer down here was just not matching with the actual multiple choice. We don't want you to comment in the discussions about that. We want you to report that as an issue. And the reason is our discussions are meant for explanation, maybe posting other links or resources for other students to see. If you just put in the discussions, hey, you fucked up an apostrophe, I mean, that doesn't really help anyone. It's just, I'm going to delete that comment, fix that apostrophe, and then move on. But if you send an issue, like something simple, hey, the image is blurry. Some of our questions have images. I get that report, and then I'll go to my admin page here and actually see that you submitted a report. So a user issue. So this right here, don't what it's asking. So I don't know who this Jason guy is, but that's not something that we'd want as an issue. That's not an issue. That's you needing further explanation. So we should be discussing that, right? He should have put that in the discussions right here. And that's on me and that's on your instructors to explain the features and what they're there for. Now, every single quiz, once you finish, it's going to give you a progress bar up here, as you can see, but it's also going to let you see your grade and what you scored on your previous quizzes. If we come back to our Academy to the front page here, they're always going to be right here, okay? The final exams are always right here. Now, if we click on a lesson, like the social engineering techniques lesson, you're going to have a video where I explain it, and you're also going to have the PowerPoint lesson there as well. Down here, you also have a domain quiz. So every single lesson in Security Plus has a domain quiz that you can take. And in a 5-day boot camp, I always recommend that if you want to do these quizzes, cool, go ahead. But what's going to make you pass the exam is doing those finals over and over again. But they're here just to do a little check on learning, and sometimes instructors will do the domain quiz with the class. Every single lesson is laid out like this. Now, as far as the hands-on, so in our in-person Security Plus course, you should be getting a Raspberry Pi and a GLI Net router. It looks like this. Pretty cool. And then your Raspberry Pi looks like this. There should be a YouTube video on that in the introduction portion. Now, where do you access your actual lab? So what you're going to do here is click Get Lab, and that's going to bring you to our Security Plus course Git repository. And if you click here, Domain 1, Lab 1 Social Engineering, here's your Social Engineering lab. And this is for the in-person courses. So this is going to be for that student that is sitting there with our instructor that has our computers with Kali Linux VMs on it, different types of VMs we're going to use for our different like hacking or cybersecurity labs, and of course your Raspberry Pis and your GLI Net router, because we're going to use that for the Mac flooding lab. So this is where you get your labs, okay? Not every lesson has a lab. Sometimes it's just hard for us to recreate labs for a 5-day course, like application attacks. To set up a cross-site scripting lab in that environment that isn't just like, okay, look at what a cross-site scripting attack looks like, you actually performing it, it'd probably take a couple hours to set up the environment. So sometimes some lessons don't have it just because of the time constraints. So if you click here on GitLab, domain 1.3, if we come back here, well, we have a Mac cloning lab there, but sometimes you won't. So you see we're missing domain 1.4, 5, and 6, and that's because we just didn't see it feasible to do a hands-on lab. We may put in little homeworks for those domains, like, hey, tell us about penetration testing, because again, in a 5-day course, we can't have you do a penetration test. Just wouldn't make sense. That would take probably 2 to 3 weeks to dive deep into that. So that should be everything as far as features on our learning management system. If you have any issues registering, you don't have access to Security Plus, please reach out to our team. The instructor has access to us, and that instructor can pretty much facilitate any issues you need, but sometimes they don't always have the permissions, so don't get mad at that in-person instructor if you're not getting access. It's something we need to fix on our end, on the back end. Okay, awesome. I believe that's it as far as students in our learning management system. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.